Hello everyone and welcome to this new video from Free Dreams 106 channel. Today, video for jigs because we are going to talk about 3 interesting modifications for our 3D printers. In particular, I will install all of them on my Creality K1, but they are also compatible with the K1C, K1 Max and other machines like the Bamboo. Specifically, these modifications are purchases, but let me know below in the comments if you are interested in a video dedicated to 3D printed modifications. So, let's cut the chase and get into it. The modifications I want to show you today come from BIQU Let and BIQU. BIQU Let is a company that specializes in electronics and offers a whole range of really interesting accessories for our machines. We have already met it in other videos, for example in the From Zero to Clipper series, which I'll link right there in case you missed it. And BIQU Let mainly produces motherboards and electronic accessories. BIQU, on the other hand, produces accessories for 3D printers, but with a more hardware-oriented approach, such as extruders, hot-ends, plates, and other very interesting products. As I anticipate, in today's video we'll dive deeper into 3 particular and very different modifications that you might also want for your machine. I will leave the chapters below so that you can move on to the next section if you are not interested in the process of installing a particular component. Now let's start with the first modification that I want to show you today. The simplest one, by far, but still with excellent potential. I'm talking about the BIQU Creo plate. It came out several months ago, so you may have already seen it or heard of it, but for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, this plate is designed to make 3D printed parts adhere even at low temperatures. This has a number of benefits, such as reduced power consumption and improved adhesion, especially on difficult parts that tend to warp. There are 2 versions of this plate. One is called Frostbite and the other one is called Glacier. I have the second one that performs well with PLA and PETG, but shines even more when it comes to technical materials. This feature is very interesting, especially if you have an open printer but want to experiment with more complex and resistant materials. Also, the Glacier version leaves a smooth texture on the first plate. So, if you prefer a PEI-like texture, I recommend that you evaluate the Frostbite version. As you can see, the plate is double face and is flexible so that we can easily remove the parts after printing. BIQU writes that you can take them off even when the print has just finished, which you shouldn't do with the PEI plate. There are different sizes compatible with really so many of the printers on the market. For example, for my K1 I've selected the 235 by 235 millimeters size, which is perfect. The only thing you'll have to do to install it on the K1 is to remove the 2 screws at the back of the plate. And I have great news for Bamboo machines owners, because BIQU and BIQU Let have dedicated a whole series of modifications just for this brand, which is called the Pend series. And it includes also the Creo plate. I will leave all the links below in case you are interested. So, is the Creo plate really worth it? It's a product that I've been curious about since it came out, so I'm really excited to have it tested, and I really say that it really delivers. Even with the hotbed, so-called, the PLA and PETG parts adhere smoothly despite the fact that I've printed parts that tend to present warping. I've also tested it with ASA by printing a part that we will need later for another modification, and although the contact surface was really small, with just a tiny brim and the temperature of only 80 degrees, which is low for ASA, the parts adhere without any problems. But now let's move on with the second modification that I want to show you today, the Panda Power. Despite the name, it's not only compatible with Bambu Lab machines, but with several popular printer series on the market. And what does this Panda Power do? It's a power management device, which will allow us to control the power on and off of the printer at will. Installing it is super simple because all we have to do is unplug the printer's power cord and plug it into the Panda Power, while connecting the Panda Power directly to our machine. We can then turn on the machine and connect the Panda Power to the network, and that's it. We can simply control from the web interface our printer. We will have the ability to monitor the power consumption of the machine and schedule the power on and off. For example, say that you want to start a print job and plan to be away all day. It's hot and you don't want the printer to stay on all that time. Well, you can set a timer that will automatically turn off your machine once the time is up. The Panda Power also has two USB ports, one always on and one that can be turned off at will, to which we can connect any additional accessories, such as an LED strip or a Panda Touch if we have a Bambu Lab. If you experience problems when trying to connect the Panda Power to your network, I recommend updating the Panda Power firmware. You will just need to download it from the GitHub page dedicated to this accessory. Another tip I want to give you is to also try to configure it from your computer in case you can't connect from your cell phone. But now let's move on to the last modification I want to present to you today, which is super interesting. I'm talking about the knomi, in my case version 2. If you want a knomi for your Bambu Lab, you can purchase the Panda knomi, which was produced just for this brand. But what is knomi? It's a nice assistant, we can call it, because it consists of a small screen to be installed on your printer, from which you can control your machine comfortably. For example, we have the possibility to load filament, start print, do leveling, and much more. We will also have real-time statistics of our prints, all on a super customizable interface. Please note that the knomi is only compatible with Clipper printers and with Bambu Lab machines in the Panda version. To use it on my K1, in fact, I had to install Clipper. Please inform yourself well before converting your printer, because it's an intricate process that may not go well. To help you, I leave above the link dedicated to this topic, From Zero to Clipper, which I published on my YouTube channel. For those who own a K1 like me, I briefly summarize the process to follow. First, make a note of the IP of your K1. Then go to Settings, Root Account Info, and write down account and password. Open Mobaxterm and do an SSH using the IP and username you have just written, and then enter the password once you're logged in. follow the commands on the website I leave below in the description and install the components you need. I would suggest you install at least the 1st to the 9th. And you're pretty much done. You will be able to access the Clipper interface over the internet by typing in the IP address and adding 4409 for mainsail and 4408 for fluid. You should have a K1 with Clipper now. Be sure to redo the leveling and input shaping calibrations before printing. Then, to install our assistant, we will need to create a 3-pin JST MX 1.25 connector. We will connect it to the filament sensor port on the board found on the one printed. If you have a Bambulab or Boron, you can follow BIQU Let for official instructions. Now we can configure our knomi. Be sure to remember the antenna. And to do this, we'll use our cell phone or our computer to connect to the Wi-Fi of the knomi and enter our Wi-Fi informations, as well as our 3D printer's IP. Once that is done, the knomi should be connected, and then we can add to our printer the configurations needed for the knomi to work. We can copy the macros from the GitHub page of BIQU Let in a configuration called knomi.cfg, and then make sure to include the configuration of the knomi in the printer CFG by using include knomi.cfg. Now our assistant should work properly, and here's our super cute friend. As I anticipated, you can easily customize the interface. I will leave below a link of a video that shows how to do this. So here are the 3 modifications I wanted to share with you today. I'm super happy to be able to talk about them on my channel, and I think they are really interesting modifications. But let me know your opinion below in the comments. In the meantime, if you like this video, you might also like this one.